everyone. Welcome to this mathematics learning video. In this video, we are going to discuss about limit and limit function. Today, we will review the concept of limit, learn how to solve simple limits problem, and understand how limit can be applied in real life. So, please prepare your note, pay attention for the example, and let's learn step by step. Before we start, let's look at our learning objective today. After watching this video, students are expected to be able to explain the concept of limit, solve simple limit problems, understand the application of limit in real life, create mathematical expression about limit in English, and use vocabulary related to limit correctly. So, in this lesson, we are not only learning mathematics but also practicing how to explain mathematics in English. Now, let's begin with a simple situation. Imagine that a person is walking closer and closer to a door. When the person does not reach the door immediately. Instead, the person moves two step by steps and gets closer to the door. Now, the question is, does the person arrive at the door right away, or does the person approach the door gradually? The key idea here is approaching. In mathematics, this idea is very important. A limit is about what value something is getting closer to. Okay, the the this is the main concept of limit. A limit describes that value that a function approaches when the input approaches a certain number. In simple words, limit tells us what value a function is getting closer to. For example, when x gets closer to a number, the value of the function may also get closer to another value. In Indonesia, we can say limit menjelaskan nilai yang didekati oleh suatu fungsi ketika inputnya mendekati angka tertentu. So, remember this important phrase is limit is about approaching a value. Now, let's look at the notation of limit. The point of the formula, look at the screen line, and we read this in English as the limit of f x as x approach is L. Let's understand each part. The symbol x approach A. And the notation fx means the value of the function. And L, the value approached by the function. So this notation tells us that when x gets closer to A and the function fx gets closer to L, like that. And now, let's solve the first example. This one. Find limit x to x plus 3. This is a simple limit problem. We can solve it by direction substitution. Because x approaches 2, we substitute x equal 2 into the expression. So we get 2 plus 3 equals 5, right? And therefore, the limit is equal to 5. This means that as x approaches 2, the expression x plus 3 approach 5. Let's continue to the second example and look at this problem. And again, we can use the direct substitution. Because x approaches 3, we substitute x equal 3. So we have 3 squared plus 1. Their square is 9 plus 1 is 10. And therefore, from this example, we can learn that for simple polynomial function, we can usually find the limit by direction substitution. And wherever limit then cannot be solved directly by substitution, sometimes when we substitute the value of x, we get 0.0 per 0. This form is called an indeterminate form. It means that the answer is not clear yet, but it does not always mean that the limit does not exist. But when we get 0 over 0, we should stop immediately. We need to check whether the function can be simplified first. And usually, we can factor the expression, simplify it, and then substitution again. Now, let's look at example from this step 1, step 2, it's a step 3, and a step plus 1. 4. Find this limit. The problem, look at the screen, and if we substitute x equal to directly, we get 0 over 0, like that. So, we need to simplify the expression first. The numerator is x squared mean 4. This is a difference of squares because we can factor it into this one on the screen. For the expression becomes to that. And because x mean 2 appears in both the numerator and denominator, we can simplify it. So the expression becomes like that. X plus 2. Now substitute x equals 2 and we get 2 plus 2 equals 4. And therefore, this one the solution. So even though the original function is undefined at x equals 2, the limit still exists because the function approaches 4. Like that. And the next is application of limit in real life. Now, let's discuss the application of limit in real life. Limit is useful to understand change and motion. For example, imagine a moving car. We can calculate average speed of a car using this formula. Average speed equals distance over time. But in real life, sometimes we want to know the speed of the car at one exact moment. For example, when we look at the speedometer, we see the speed at the moment. This idea is related to limit. When the time interval becomes smaller and smaller, we can estimate the instantaneous speed. So, limit help us understand motion, speed, continuous change like that. And now let's practice. Fundamental expression in English is a point the table is for the expression is a limit. This one. X to true fx. We read the limit of f of x as x approach 2. And next is the read is the x rows a is the x approach a. And 0 for 0 is read as 0 over 0 like that. Remember guys. And for the other expression on the screen, you can pay attention to the table and practice reading them by yourself, okay? This practice is important because in English for mathematics, we need to understand both the concept and how to pronounce the mathematical expression correctly. And now let's look at some important vocabulary to limit. The word limit means batas pendekatan or limit, function means a fungsi, variable means a variable, approach means a mendekati, substitute means a mensubstitusi, and the other one, next one. You don't need to memorize all of them at once, but you need to understand how these words are used in mathematical explanation. For example, the variable x approach 2. When we substitute x equals 2 into the function, we simplify the expression first, like that. And now, for your homework after watching this video, please answer the question. Show for the screen. First, explain what is a limit. Second one is to explain the meaning of x rows approach a. And third one, explain why limit is useful in real life. And the fourth one is solve the limit problem. This is. And finally, write a short paragraph in English about limit. You can write your answer in your notebook. This homework will help you review the concept after practice explaining mathematics in English. And let's summarize what we have learned today. First, limit is about approaching a value. The second denotation is means that the function fx approach L when x approach A. The third is a sum limit problem can be solved by direction substitution. And fourth, if direct substitutes give 0 over 0, we may need to simplify the expression first. And finally, limit is useful in real life, especially for understanding motion, speed, and continuous change. So, limit is not only a formula, it is a concept that helps us understand how value change and approach something like that. That's all for our lesson today. Thank you for attention from this video. Thank you for attention and see you the next video material of the mathematics. Goodbye.